So here I am back at Mammoth Bar, which is one of the state recreational areas on the Middle Fork of the American River. This is the view of where I just drove from. It's actually not a bad drive. A lot of river rock, so a little bit bumpy, but if you go slow, it's not a problem. I've gone as far west as I can in the parking lot. No vehicles beyond this point. And there's the Middle Fork of the American River. I'm going to cross that little lagoon and then go out to where you see the water moving just a little bit. And that's where I was before. I'm going to start there and decide whether to move on or not. Okay, here I am again, pretty much the same spot as in the other video. This is now the first day of spring, so the flows are a little higher than last time I was here. And again, you can see Mammoth Bar is just ridiculously pretty. So if you don't find any gold, it's just going to be nice to be here. And if you came with family, they could swim over there. The water's quite tame. A little cold right now, but it warms up in the summertime. I have set up my brand new middle-size bazooka sluice here. You can see just about perfect. It's got a really high flow. And then it rises at the end there right over the grate. So it's going to sort things really well. The beauty of this is I don't have to classify beforehand. I guess you could if you love classifying, but otherwise you just throw a shovelful on there and it's going to have enough time to sort itself out with this kind of a flow. So we will see. There's a lot of candidates for where to work. Behind those shrubs there's some dirt. In between those shrubs, and then you can see underneath that tree there's been some extensive work. Again, it makes sense. Water's going to come down here, kind of cascade at high water into this little island, and these plants are going to form relative dams, and so the water speed behind this shrub and behind that shrub is going to be a lot less than in front of the shrub. So logically, if there were gold, that's where it would settle out. So say between that tree and that shrub would be logically a good place. But as we all know, gold is not logical. So I will play around a bit and keep you posted. Okay, a little bit of a break time here. My sluice sitting out there, finalizing its sorting. I did see some gold flakes going in there. They stuck to the bottom and then flew into the trap, so I'm very excited. You can see I've dug out this area between said bush and said tree, and I'm down to about where the water level is. And I'm going to test pan out what's in there. That's about 4 or 5 buckets. The other thing I'm going to do, which I'll show you, is at the bottom here, it's a lot of small rocks. A lot of the bigger cobbles are left up here. And some of these rocks are really very pretty. Now, one of the reasons I got into this is I have geology training in college, and I just love to look at rocks. So I'm going to pull out some of the little rocks and put them in my pan and pan them out just to look at the rocks, not to look for gold. There are garnets around here. There are actually diamonds around here. People in the old days didn't really look for them, and nowadays people aren't looking for them much either. But there are semi-precious and precious stones to be had, and plus they're just pretty. So I'm going to take a couple shovelfuls, put it in that bucket, and put it in my pan. Now you see that's just river rocks in a pan, but these heavily tumbled, smoothed rocks, when they're nice and wet like that, I just think they're pretty. So that's the bigger rocks, and I'm going to give it a swirl and get the smaller ones. And see, there's some of the smaller ones. Aren't those pretty? They're just, I don't know, they're just pretty. There's a little green one with speckles. Good stuff. This is the volume of material that is in the trap of the bazooka that I'm using. This is, again, the medium-sized one. So you can see there's a 1/6 of a bucket worth of stuff to now pan out. This was about 5 or 6 buckets of material from right over there. So I'm at my lunch break, and for an hour and a half or so of actual work, not chatting or looking at pretty rocks, this is what I got from that spot. Not bad. There's a lot of really fine stuff, really smashed up. So it tries the patience a little bit to dig it out. But that's about half a day's work, and I'm going to have lunch and let you know what comes second. Okay, end of the day. You can tell by my voice, I'm pretty dehydrated. That's the size hole. It's actually pretty deep, so I moved some dirt, and there's the bucket and the sluice, the bazooka sluice. And there's the pan with the day's results. I combined this morning's results before lunch and the afternoon, and that's what you get working a pleasant day at Mammoth Bar. I don't know if all the fine shows up. There's a lot of little stuff in there. This would be the perfect application for collecting concentrates and taking them home and cleaning them up with a wheel, which I don't have. And I know you're thinking, why doesn't he have all the toys? You must have all the toys. But someday I'll get a wheel, and then I would make this much quicker and also recover that fine much better. So I'm going to fade away here, but I do want to give you a moment of zen why we would like to go to Mammoth Bar